Thank you for joining me tonight. As always, guys, Friday night, you guys will be doing a million different things. What is this shit I'm looking at on the YouTube chat? Huh. I don't know. In the chat, you guys now have crowns next to your name. I don't know what that is. Mr. Landfill, Maria, thank you for 5x5. Jeep Dog, Flongrown, Lexi, Sarita, Paul F, Glock, thank you for 5x5. Bush Pig, Ozark, Jeep Girl, Incognito, Dow, Crow, Bass Bunny, Gene, Gary, what's going on? WTC, thank you for 5x5. Incognito again, Colt, Joe, No Quarters, Jericho, thank you for 5x5. JF, thank you for 5x5. Mars, Christian, thank you for the 5x5. And Joe 59, Maria, Prep to Adapt, thank you for the 5x5 on Rumble. Nancy, Nomad, No Juan, Kaliska, excuse me, thank you for the 5x5. Kathy, thank you for the 5x5. Bob, Brandon, thank you for the 5x5. Tracy, thank you for the 10x10. Everybody else, good evening. How you doing? What's going on? Mr. Landfill says, community leaderboard and XP. What's the leader? Is that what it is? Waylon, Dobie, SR's like King Me. Lori, thank you for the 5x5. Is that Mr. Landfill? That's what the crowns mean? That's kind of strange. Crowns are from donations? Okay. Thank you, Maria. All right, whatever. Every time you click on YouTube, some new shit going on. I just can't buy a super hat. Is that what it is? That's not. I don't get that. Who's ready for brisket burrito? Man, that's good. I'm hungry. And I ate 3 hours ago. 4 hours ago. 3 to 4 hours ago I ate. I'm fucking hungry already. But you have a badge, Mr. Landfill. Yeah, a lot of people have badgies. I guess that's a badge. I had a crown, then it disappeared. Yeah, I guess, Adriana, that's the thing. Like, what is this shit that I'm looking at? I don't know. And then YouTube has, like, all of these added features now. Sarita, thank you for the donation. Mr. Landfill, thank you for the donation. So they just got, like, all of these features. You can do some kind of donation where I think the subscribers compete with one. It was some crazy shit. It was something in regards to that. I got to look at it again. But I remember looking at it and going, I'm not doing that. Like, you can click a lot of this shit off and on. And it was like some other crazy nonsense with it. Some kind of chat scoring system. So right now, Mr. Landfill's number 2. Okay, so who's number 1? That doesn't... Yeah, Mr. Landfill's number 2, number 1. Yeah, but everybody else... That just doesn't make... Jeep Dog is number 1. I don't get this. I don't like it. I don't like it and I don't get it. But anyway. Why? You know? Just why? You know what sucks, right? So that we're all getting old. And Gary, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. You know, this stuff, it's things happen, and then I got to turn to my son now and be like, what does this mean? When we were younger, and, like all of the technology, like DVDs, VCRs started coming out, not VCRs as much. Like my father and my mother, they were like the king of technology back when they were younger. But as they got older, they started turning to us for a lot of this shit. And now I'm turning to my son. I'm like, how fucking old am I? I got to turn to him and I got to ask him, what does this mean? You got like people saying trendy shit like, I didn't know what no cap meant. I'm like, what does that mean? What is? Then like, that means like not true. I'm like, or lying or some shit like that. I'm like, that is dumb. That's the dumbest thing we're just getting old, and I just have to let it go. But again, I have to turn to my kids now and ask them what certain things mean. It's fucking stupid. And like half the shit, like, Rizzy, what is that? What does Rizzy mean, like fresh? I don't know. We just get, or at least I'm getting old. I know that much. Prepper Revelator, man, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. Again, you don't have to. No one is G. Oh, not crown me. Oh, well, yeah. But it's weird that, yeah, it's weird. Now I'm lost. I was a tech guy when I was young. Now I'm lost. Yeah, that's where it's getting to now. Rizzy is charisma. Riz is charisma. I said that wrong. See, that's what I mean. No cap, bet I. The list goes on. Yeah, the list gets, and then you go, yo, that shit is fresh. Your kids are looking at you like, what do you mean fresh? I'm like, fucking getting old, man. That's what it is. Sarita, thank you for the donation again. But thank you guys. That's just that's all of it. Cap, you don't know what no cap is. That's cap. You don't know what cap. Okay. Charisma is a good run. I don't understand. By the way, I did see, this was about a year ago, they had was it a Gen Z? I think it was a Gen Z, like, Bible, and it used all the, like the no cab, Riz, all of that, like all of the wordings in it. And like, it was crazy to listen to the preacher talk this shit. I was like, my God. That is fucking, I know what you're talking about. I just turned 50. Yeah, I turned 50 in 2 years. I turned 48 this year. But I mean, just the way the language is changing, I don't know what anything means anymore. I'm just like, what the fuck did they just say to me? What do you mean, no cap? Fuck you. Using like my son, I told him, don't talk street to me. Do not. I didn't do it to my parents. I said, you're not going to do it to me. Don't talk that fucking crap. I don't want to sit there and go, what the fuck did you just say? Now, listen, a lot of us are smart enough to understand what a lot of these words mean. That's without a doubt. But I'm like, yo, you are not talking straight to me. I'm not one of your fucking friends. I'm not one of these little thugs. You're going to talk English. And he's like, all right. Like, there's no reason to be talking straight to your kids. No cap means no bullshit. Yeah, that's no lie, right? Doesn't that mean no lie? Like, that shit is cap, son. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. Jesus died for all your sins. No cap. Yeah, I don't know, man. And now people, you guys, I shouldn't have said anything because now I'm going to see nothing but slang and shit that I don't even understand. Type up the Millennial Dictionary. I think it's what it's called. It has all this shit in it. No cap is no lie. Okay, which means no bullshit. This is very discombobulating. All of it is discombobulating. The word, the language, the kids. So, for example, talking about kids, we are entering an era of vaginosis or vaginitis. You choose which one you want it to be. But apparently, at The Rock, right, the training facility for firefighters here in New York City, the vaginitis kids that are in the class currently have a strong case of Botswana. They're just the weakest creatures on this planet. And these people want to be firefighters. This current class of kids that are in now. And the amount of shit I saw the other day was insane. They ran, a guy ran up 2 flights of stairs and was breathing hard. Now, I don't know if he was running around downstairs and then ran up the stairs and was out of breath, but he was the only one that was seemingly out of breath. I thought he was going to die. And again, these are kids in training to become firefighters. Now, hopefully, by the end of Proby School, he'll be in better shape. But 2 flights of stairs carrying a duffel bag. Nonetheless, no Juan, thank you for the donation, man. Nonetheless, one of the kids who wind up quit because he didn't like to get yelled at. This is what these Vaginosis kids are complaining about. They're complaining about shit that, oh, I don't like the way the DIs are yelling at us. I don't understand why, they raise their voices to us. At a fire, Koala B, thank you for the 5x5, I just saw that. At a fire, we're not babying you. We're like, listen, man, and we're not whispering in the ear, you can get through this. This is going to be okay. Take your time. It'll be all right. Put the water on the fire, and you'll be good to go. No one talks. Everybody yells. Everything's yelling. Plus, you're in your face piece. You got your face piece on. You're screaming over that, and then all of the other sounds that are going on at the same time. And these fucking kids are like, I don't like the way they speak to us. Get your bitch ass out of here. I mean, yo, the amount of fucking vaginitis going on is fucking insane. Insane. And this is the future of the fire department. Go figure. It's just insane. One of my buddies just graduated the fire academy last week, assigned to an engine in the Bronx. David the Kid. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, the bitchosity. Yeah, it's insane. It's all insane. Then he had a couple chicks there, and I'm looking at them like, they're not going to make it. They look like they've been eating bonbons half their life. Now all of a sudden they want to fucking jump into action. It isn't going to work. Listen, there's some guys that are, what do they call them? They're like fitness athletes in the fire department, so they can run, pull-ups, all that other shit. Running was not my forte, but everything else I was able to do. But if you can't do anything, God, man, you got to pick one thing that you can do as a firefighter. Whether that's pull hose line full of water, force a door open, pull ceilings. You got to be good at something. A lot of these kids are good at nothing. Nothing. They're just a waste of space. This is going on in PD around the country. This is going on in FD in certain municipalities. This is going on in just about every agency, at least here in New York, and then a few agencies around the United States. They're just fucking hiring Vaginosis. They're like the Vaginosis, bitchosity, the whole 9 yards. It's like all on the job now. They're like, can you run? No. Can you drag a hose line? No? All right, we'll teach you how. There's no teaching you how. Either you can do it or you can't. Oh, boy. It's bad. It's bad. Never seen anything. He's going to go, how much weight have you lost? I only lost 17 pounds. If it's showing, wait till I hit 240. I'm going to look like a crackhead. But I have a schedule to keep, and hopefully by next week I'm 255 or 258 at the most, but 255 the lowest. Bitch assness. Yeah, Alpha, it's fucking insane. I don't understand it. And like lowering the standards so that you can get more women on who can't do the job. And the problem with letting women on who can't do the job is you also letting on guys that can't do the job. That's the problem. John 6, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. That's the problem. It's like you're just hiring people. They're hiring fucking EMS chicks that can't lift a patient or one half of the stretcher. Even though the stretchers today on EMS, they have this automatic thing going on where I'm amazed. Every time I see this stretcher, I'm amazed. And it's in all the buses, but it's an automatic thing, right? So they slide it in, and then it locks in, and the legs come up, and then you push the rest of it in. I'm like, where the fuck was this thing when I was an EMT? I'm like, holy shit. Angryprepper must be 6'5". Not even close. I am not 6'5". I'm 5'10". Renee, congrats. Good for you. Lost 19 pounds in 3 weeks. Yeah, I lost 17 pounds in 3 weeks, and I've been fucking around the last week, so I would have probably been down 20 pounds or so, but I was fucking around. So now I gotta lock in for the next 3 weeks. It's not gonna be fun. But yes, Paul F. Right, the Striker stretcher. That thing is impressive. Every time I see it, I'm like, wow. The whole automatic and like the whole thing is fucking awesome. No shot, you're 1 inch taller than me. Nomad, yeah, 5'10". I'm short. Some reason everybody meets me and they go, I thought you were taller. Why would you think I was taller? And I say often that I'm 5'10". I'm not lying to anybody. We're not going on dates, ladies and gentlemen. I'm fucking 5'10". That's my height. People are like, oh man, I'm like, yo, I'm short. Yeah, I'm down to 260 now, but I was 277. So yeah, I was approaching 280. No thank you. No fucking thank you. Tracy, so this generation is getting soft. But again, I said this last week, or earlier this week, excuse me, I will say it again. The softness is because of fathers and mothers. It's the parents. It's not the school. It's the parents. The parents are making these kids into fucking bitch-toses. Thank you, Kathy. Appreciate that. I'm short. I'm 5'1". Yeah, 5'1" is yeah. Again, people think I'm tall. I'm short, and there's been times when I'm the shortest guy on the rig. All right, so keep that in mind. Sometimes I work with a bunch of tall dudes, and I'm like, fuck. Now I'm the little guy. Don't get me wrong. We got guys shorter than me, but sometimes I'm the shortest guy. It's fucking bizarre when it happens too. I'm 6 feet, 249 pounds. My heaviest was 285. Damn. Okay. Yeah, when I was hitting, I was at 279 last year. I dropped weight. I got down to 255. Then that bullshit happened early this year, and I just put the weight back on. Now I'm trying to lock in and just get down to a smaller weight. Yeah, less weight. But yeah. 5'10" isn't short for a guy. 5'10", and it's funny, Joe and Tracy, I thought 5'10" was average. I looked it up. Average right now is 6 feet. 5'10" was average back in like the 80s and the 90s. Like there was like a 2-3 decades where 5'10" was average. I think 6 feet or 5'11" is average now. And just about every chick in the dating world wants a guy that's 6 feet. Don't know why. Not that I care, but I just found that interesting. 270. Yes, and listen, J-Flow at 277, 5'10", I was still able to operate, but it's fucking harder. And I'm like, at 47, why would I want to run around with heavier weight? Like I don't. Yeah, I'm not about that shit. Forget it. It's just, it sucks. Anyway, enough of this whole weight loss shit, and my daughter's breaking my chops. I'm watching you exposing yourself. I'm talking about my height, Harley. I'm not talking about anything else. Anyway. China, guys. So there's a theory that you guys are going to like. Now, I heard this theory before. I gave it no thought until the other day when I was sitting in a classroom and we were talking about e-bike fires. Now, we're going to talk about something else that the Chinese, I think, are doing. Again, I think they're doing it, but there's no proof. There's no proof for either accusations that I'm going to make right now. You got to move to Japan, you'll be a giant, I guess. But I find this to be very, very interesting. So one of the school of thoughts right now, it's starting to circulate, is that the Chinese are sending over these e-bikes, right? Or rather, excuse me, people are ordering e-bikes from China. Now, There are cheaper e-bikes out there, and there are more expensive e-bikes out there. A lot of the cheaper e-bikes, the batteries tend to overload and kablooey, right? Explode. Um, Restore justice. I thought you'd never get to us. And so, seemingly, there's been a surge around the country of lithium ion batteries turning into fires. And you guys can Google these videos yourself. You can go on, Twitter or Instagram and just type in e-bike battery fires. And you're going to see tons of videos of these things igniting. In fact, there was a video from, I think it's 2 years ago now, a video of a guy who was in an elevator with an e-bike battery. I don't even think he was in it with the bike. But it was the battery because he was carrying in. And he gets it in the elevator, and the metal, from what the video explained, the metal overcharged the battery. He put the battery on the floor, and the metal overcharged the battery some more, and the battery exploded in the elevator with him. The guy got down to the first floor, and the elevator cracked open, I guess because the heat warped the door. Now, keep in mind, the temperature on these batteries are extremely high. If I'm not mistaken, they're over 2,000 degrees as soon as they ignite. So it goes from like 0 to 2,000 degrees, and it warps metal. It spalds walls. So if you got concrete walls, it starts to spald, which turns into like this flaky kind of concrete that looks. It's hard for me to explain. I have to show it to you. But anyway, all of that, guys, is starting to become a trend around the country. Here in New York City, I can't speak for other cities, but fires have gone up because of these lithium-ion batteries going their way. But they want now the restore justice. The problem with the e-vehicle batteries is they are a lot safer because they go under multiple testings before they make it out onto the road. They do a lot of safety checks. They do no safety checks with these batteries. Rum Runner, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. They don't check these batteries like that. Now, certain companies do. The high-end companies or the elite companies, they check their batteries. But the crazy, sorry, I'm reading Bush Pig's comment. But the cheaper ones don't. And they just ship them out and hope for the best. Now, a lot of places, I don't understand why, at least I haven't heard any people suing these companies. I don't understand how they can't, but they should. There definitely should be lawsuits. Now, there was an e-bike fire just last week, one that I responded to, and the front of the battery fucking just ignited. And it was in the hallway, and people were trapped, and people were carrying on and crying, and it sounded really good. I was like, yes, we're going to a job. And then we got there, and it was in the hallway, and the sprinkler went off, and the sprinkler was dumping copious amounts of water on it, and it was still steaming, which meant it was still smoking, which meant it was still charged. So, they go, yeah, but e-vehicle batteries wear out and they need to be disposed of. Yes, they need to be buried. Come on, man. I was looking for overtime all day. Anyway, they need to be buried, right? So there's a special kind of, like a speedy dry, but not speedy dry. It's meant for e-bike batteries, and it has like fiberglass and shit in it as well. So when you dump the battery in, you dump the rest of the sand-like substance on top, and the fiberglass melts its way around the batteries, keeping it from, or smothering it out, if that makes sense. And then they put in these barrels, and I don't know where the barrels go after they're done. Now, there's a release valve on these barrels in case they do heat up, so that the barrels don't explode. They have a release valve, and if too much pressure builds up inside, the release valve pops, and the smoke or whatever is inside starts pissing out. Now, keep in mind, guys, e-batteries are dangerous, especially after they ignite and they're out, or they're smoking, and when they're smoking before they actually go, that smoke is very dangerous. That smoke, in fact, is super carcinogenic. And I swear the Chinese are trying to get at us in multiple levels, and that being one of them. Sending over cheap e-bike batteries with no kind of regulations or any kind of safety checks done to them, and then they ship them out all over the world. And I know we're seeing a lot of these in America. I can't speak for other countries, but all of the videos I've seen of e-bike fires have been here in the United States. That cannot be a coincidence that this many bikes are going off the way they are. It can't be. Yeah, listen, when we were carrying this bike or scooter down the stairs, the only thing I was thinking of was this thing fucking exploding. That's the only thing I was thinking about. This is going to suck and it's going to hurt if it goes. Nonetheless, we helped a special unit carry it down the stairs. And yeah, that's the only thing we were thinking about. We're thinking about that thing going off. But yeah, it's one of those things that I think that the Chinese are purposely sending over to us. Kathy, sorry to hear that. Kathy said a friend's niece died in a fire that was caused by a hoverboard. Yeah, even cell phones. Some cell phones are popping in people's pockets and shit like that, and going off. George, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. Thank you for the donation. Again, Rum Runner, if I didn't thank you, appreciate the donation. So I think that's one level of attack. Not to mention the news 2 weeks ago about the inverters and solar generator or solar panel equipment that the Chinese were also shipping over, where they were inside the power inverters for those equipment that they can remotely do whatever they want to do, shut it off or on, keep it, hold it hostage, ransom, whatever it is. You have that. So the Chinese are attacking us on multiple levels, and yet nothing's being done, with the exception of today, where the Chinese thought that Trump broke the trade tariff, or the tariff, the hell they call it. There was a term they used, tariff back off or something. Like Trump was backing off the tariffs on China, and China is accusing them of breaking that tariff truce, excuse me. They were sitting there saying that there was a tariff truce, which I didn't know was going on, and the Chinese are saying that Trump broke the tariff truce. Who knows? Rhonda, that was the thing. So thank you for bringing that up. Rhonda says she wonders if e-bikes in China were catching fires. I didn't see any videos. I didn't hear any reports. I didn't find any reports. To be fair, I also wasn't looking deep enough, but I did Google it and I didn't see anything. That's why I think it's happening only here, and it's done on purpose. Now, an e-bike, listen, there have been plenty of e-bike fires that have killed people. People, for whatever reason, they put their e-bikes right by the front door. That is the bizarre shit. Like, if you're going to leave it first of all, you shouldn't have it in your home. If you're going to charge it, go to an e-bike spot, charge it there. And because there have been people who've been charging it at home and looking at it as it's charging, and it starts to smoke, and before they can get to it to unplug it, it's over. And the other thing is, even if you unplug it, the power's still cycling through it, it can still explode. Unplugging it doesn't guarantee that it won't fucking pop on it. It will minimize it, but it's not a guarantee. There have been bikes that weren't plugged in and just started breaking down in front of them, and there it went, pop, right? And when these things go, obviously the bigger the battery, the bigger the event in your home. When these things go, they go. And I mean, it's like a mini bomb in your house. Matter of fact, they showed us a video of one that was like against the wall, about 10 feet away from the window, and when the battery popped, the windows blew out. So keep that in mind. Hudson Valley Prepping says they're doing the same exact thing with knockoff power tools, batteries. So listen, again, they could be putting in cheap shit batteries just to make a quick buck, or This could be a multi-level attack. Again, the power inverters inside these solar panels. You had a communication device inside of the power terminals. I'm sorry, I'm losing my fucking train of thought. For, oh my God, what is that called? Not a generator. Yeah, power generator that we send to power plants. They had communication devices in there as well. So again, this is on multi. And then they had TikTok here, able to backdoor do a lot through a lot of agencies who had it on their phones. Right? So China's been attacking us for quite some time. Evolving Media, thank you for the donation. Transformers, excuse me. The transformers that are used to power half our nation, they have found communication devices in there where the Chinese could, if they want, shut that down remotely as well. So the Chinese guys have been attacking us and been caught on numerous levels, and nothing has been done. Why? Are the American politicians in on this, or do they just want to keep the peace with China because they're scared of China? Why aren't we doing something back to them, like, I don't know, bombing the shit out of them, teaching them a lesson? Tariffs are not it. China is prepared to go all in on the United States, and we're doing nothing to fire back at them. Zero. Which I find it to be very, very bizarre. It's mind-boggling that they're doing all of these things. Again, China, there was another app that they were suspected. Actually, I'm sorry, DJI. DJI is a drone company. They also do gimbals. They do mics now. They're a very good electronic company, especially their drones. Their drones are top-notch. Their drone program to link to YouTube or Facebook so that you can live stream your footage found that they had spyware inside the app, and so YouTube cut them off. So you couldn't, YouTube and Facebook cut them off. So when I had my DJI Mavic 2, matter of fact, my first Mavic drone, you were able to live stream your videos, and now you can't because they found spyware in it. And the Chinese have always been fucking with us, and nothing is being done. Franny goes, how are these legal? That's the big question. How are they able to throw these spy software into our or equipment into our equipment, like the transformers or the inverters, and nothing's being done? Mike Hawk says, no way. Mike says, no way America's going to win a war with China. Boots on ground, maybe. Naval warfare will whip their ass. I know that much. I mean, obviously, our Navy will always say we're going to win. It's like boxers always saying they're going to win a match. But naval warfare, we have them by the balls, if it went down to it. I know that they have a tactic to surround Taiwan so we can't get in, but our naval warfare is superior to China's. China has actually never won any kind of naval warfare. And if I'm not mistaken, their naval warfare is fairly new. Dave the Kid, I'll agree to that. I'll definitely agree to that. Oh, the Restore Justice, thank you for bringing that up. Not even considering the Chinese spy balloon. All of that, man. All of and thank you, Restore Justice. Also, them buying farms near military bases. Nothing's being done. Nothing's being done about the Chinese. God forbid you go to China with a camera or a phone, they are breaking your balls. Especially if, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you buy a new phone before you go to China, which if you go to China, you should, because they go through your phone. They go through everything on your phone without you knowing they're going through your phone, by the way. And so you go with a new phone, they're probably going to stop you. Why you got a new phone? Why is there no information on here? But you do that, they're questioning you up and down. But they were able to do what they did and try to play the victim when their spy balloon was shot down. F-35. No shit. I've heard that the Chinese have the F-35 firmware backdoor to eject the pilots. Ampere. That would be interesting. If there's information on that, I would greatly appreciate that. You can email it to angryprepper@yahoo.com if anybody has any information on that. But don't we owe the Chinese like $100 trillion? Yeah, again, how do we even get that high? How do we get that high where we owe them $100 trillion? My point is, guys, is that they're up to no good. They're doing some shit that they shouldn't be doing, and for whatever reason, Adriano, thank you for the donation, by the way. I appreciate it. We can only use WeChat. Yeah. No, China's going through your cell phone when you go through China. Oh, he said, hell, China's going through our phones here in the States. They probably are. Restore justice. Yeah, I wouldn't put that past them. Now that you said that, I wouldn't put it past them. That's the thing. Like, yo, the shit that they're doing is insane, and no one's stopping them. No one's even calling them out, man. Like, not even at all. Not even a little bit. No one's calling them out. You know, it's like they are all in on this. Sorry, trying to read. Okay. Just trying to catch up on some of the comments. But anyway, this is where we are, guys. The Chinese are absolutely doing some bad shit, and no one is calling them out. And isn't there a new virus? So Evolving Media, there is. It's a respiratory one. That one's been around since November of last year or December of last year. Actually, I pulled it up on accident. Hold on. Let's see if I can pull it up now. I'm pretty sure I pulled it up. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, it's called HMPV. It's a respiratory infection known as the human metapneumovirus, which is typically during the colder months. However, the health authorities confirmed that this situation is within expected seasonal patterns and healthcare system is not being overwhelmed. Just keep an eye on this one. This one popped up out of nowhere last year. A lot of the information they are trying to backdate and make it sound like it's always been around. I am noticing a lot of information is being changed around on the internet, and I thought it was just me. Other people are calling it out as well. NNG, I was a few blocks from the Grand Concourse at the firehouse, like maybe 6 blocks or something like that. 6 blocks. We are 6 blocks east of the Grand Concourse. But yeah, so just keep an eye on this HMPV. There was an article early this year talking about how it could mutate into something worse. Again, leave it to China, guys, to release or have these issues pop up on an annual basis. It's like, I don't know if China is using their entire country as a petri dish for the shit that they want to release on the world. I don't know. I've never heard of a country having so many issues like the issues they have. It is bizarre. It's just a bizarre thing. The World Health Organization states that they're monitoring this. The CDC states they're monitoring this. But if it's not if it's not overwhelming their systems, and they have, this is an expected seasonal pattern, why are you monitoring it? Again, red flag, right? So here's the other red flag. I was supposed to talk about this Tuesday. I'm going to talk about it tonight. Again, we talked about the e-bike fires. And I think, guys, the e-bike fires are their Trojan horse, along with everything else. You can't find this to be a coincidence. You just can't. It's hard to believe. But anyway, new COVID or new Mr. 19 version NB181 has arrived in the United States. Whatever, man. As reported by the CDC, the NB818 first appeared in the United States in late March to early April from international travelers who arrived in airports in California, Washington State, Virginia, New York, and there was another state added to it. I want to say Oregon and Texas, I think. or Michigan. One of those two. Anyway, a fresh contagious virus of the Mr. 19 known as the NB181 has been attributed to a recent upsurge in hospitalizations in China and has already appeared in the United States. Although Chinese officials have had its severity, the U.S. officials are exercising caution in light of its reported growth advantage and fast speed elsewhere in Asia. So it's also in other Asian countries. It's also in other Asian countries. I'm not sure if they talk about where it is. It arrived in the United States. As reported by the CDC, it first appeared, they're repeating it again? Yes, all right, here it is. They first appeared in international travelers who arrived in the airport in California, Washington State, Virginia, and New York. Since then, further cases have been detected in Ohio, Rhode Island, Hawaii, including New York City. Although, as of yet, the number of confirmed cases is low in the United States, its presence is something that should be noted. Now, note this bullshit. How are they testing for this specific version? Restored justice. There were 80 hospitalizations in China. Keep this in mind. This is why I don't know why they're talking about it. It was 80 hospitalizations in China. Only 30 people passed away. And I know people are like, what do you mean only 30 people passed away? 1 billion Chinamen. Only 30. Not even a drop in a bucket. They won't be missed. You know? Chao Ping and them, there's 1 billion more where that came from. So it's not a big deal. Still, the CDC is noting that the higher infection rate and how fast it's spreading is why they're concerned. But again, I don't see the problem. Nonetheless, it is something to watch because I see where this is going. Trump's in office again. I see where this is going to go. That's all I'm going to say. Understanding, this is a subtitle, by the way, subtitle, sub-headline, excuse me. Understanding NB181 transmittability and symptoms. The most pressing issue of this new version is its increased transmissibility. Excuse me. According to experts, this version seems to have a growth advantage, i.e., it will spread more effectively than earlier versions. This increased infectivity is most primarily reason why it has spread so quickly and had become a dominant strain in China. Other parts and other parts of Asia, excuse me. Better still, the symptoms of NB181 resemble the most previous versions of Mr. 19 with cough, sore throat, fever, and fatigue. That is a rough night in a bar and screaming and yelling. That's what sore throat, fever, and fatigue. And it's not so much fever, it's, or meat sweats because you ate too much meat and you drank a lot and you feel hot, but you're not really hot. It's not fevers. They're trying to go with this bullshit. They're trying to give us basic bullshit for people to get worried about. What is the caution? Even with assurances from China officials regarding the severity of the new version, medical professionals here in the United States remain cautious, mainly because the real-world effect witnessed in Asia. In Hong Kong, authorities have reported a dramatic spike in hospitalizations and emergency admissions due to the Mr. 19 event over the last month. The worst affected being the elderly. In Hong Kong, it was 81 serious cases and 30 people passed away associated with this version in the previous 4 weeks, with most of them being over the age of 65. Anyway, and this is according to the New York Post. Mainland China has similarly experienced an alarming trend with the proportions of emergency room patients who tested positive for Mr. 19 more than doubling in the recent weeks, accompanied by an increase of hospitalization. Now, China is not releasing their numbers. I don't know why Hong Kong did, being that they're one and the same. The Asian data highlights the possibility that the NB181 can put more pressure on the healthcare system, even though individual cases are not necessarily more severe. All right, all right, all right. So what does it mean for you? This is another sub headline. It means absolutely nothing. They're telling you to take precautions. You know the whole bullshit. Keep hygiene. Be informed. Consider. Listen to this part, because here goes the bullshit. Consider getting arm ticketed and then boosted, and then watch for symptoms, and protect vulnerable persons. Put the old people in a fucking room and duct tape it closed. I don't know what they want you to do with that. It's all bullshit. It's more bullshit, and they're still pushing this NB181 nonsense. It's like they don't stop. It's a fucking forever bullshit with these people. It's like they never give up. They constantly pushing nonsense. And again, look at the HMPV virus and look at NB181. Not concentrate. Don't focus. Just put that in the back of your head. Just leave it there for for a rainy day, or when you start seeing the pattern grow. If you start seeing the pattern grow, that means they're going to do this again to blame this on Trump. I can almost guarantee it. But yeah, Volvo Media, it's all bullshit. That's what it is. All right, so on a lighter news, it doesn't get any lighter than that. NATO is warning that the threat of a Russian invasion is real. Now, I think they're talking about a full-on invasion with Ukraine. That's all I can think of, but I just caught the corner of my eye earlier today. So I said, let me talk about it, see where this goes. So anyway, a NATO army chief has warned of an existential threat from Russia that the alliance might be ill-equipped to handle, joining a growing chorus of experts concerned about Russia potentially launching an attack on NATO amid its third war with Ukraine. British Army Chief General Sir Royal Walker expressed worry that the alliance is not prepared for a possible all-out war with Russia. We really have to get some serious challenges to deal with. We really have got some serious challenges to deal with collectively. The biggest challenge we face of many is simply the lack of time. The warning comes a week after satellite images revealed that Russian military has been building up along the NATO border of Finland and Norway. I didn't think that the Russians had enough manpower to take on both Finland and Norway. Whatever. The Finnish military analysts estimate that tens of thousands of soldiers will be gradually deployed to NATO's eastern flank over the coming years. That's weird. Not the coming months, not the coming weeks, the coming years. The escalation, which the United States President Donald Trump defiantly dismissed, I guess because he doesn't believe anything that comes out of NATO. And I think NATO is making this bigger than what it is. Again, anything that comes out of NATO or any of these nations, I take with a grain of salt. Again, it's still, yes, Adam, big reading challenge. I am fucking tired, man. I am super tired tonight. It's been a long, almost 48 hours. Anyway, the escalation, which the United States President Donald Trump defiantly dismissed, followed failed peace talks between Russian and Ukraine officials in Turkey, making it the first time since the war that delegated from the warring countries met in person. Wall Street Journal reported that President Trump has become increasingly frustrated with his inability to facilitate a peace talk between the two countries. I know that supposedly, again, according to the media, Russia and Trump, or Putin and Trump, are at odds with each other over the peace talks with Ukraine. I would just be like, listen, let them take Ukraine. Who gives a fuck anyway? I don't think it's going to get any... I mean, yeah, you don't want Russia to get too much leverage, but at this point, it doesn't even fucking matter. And I don't understand, if it's a stalemate in Ukraine, what makes him think he's going to take Finland and Norway? Again, unless, this guy's lying. Unless this guy's just drumming up more drama for the sake of getting more money to NATO. I don't know. However, the Trump administration successfully secured a lucrative mineral deal with Ukraine, portraying it as a repayment for military and financial support since the war began following Russia's invasion a few years ago. The Trump administration withdrawal from investments in the conflict has prompted Europe nations to step up their opposition to the Kremlin. Recent months, NATO has bolstered its presence along the eastern flank with Russia, Belarus, Ukraine to protect against existential threats. This just sounds like bullshit. That's all it is. And then earlier this month or earlier last month, satellite images show Russian army at NATO countries' border as World War III fear surges. A couple of NATO experts are stating that the swelling of gear, the troops by the NATO country border is going to spark the Third World War. I really don't think so. I think they're just trying to gear up more, or drum up more drama so that, again, they can get more money from other nations, because I think NATO was losing money, or someone talked about them not getting the proper donations, and being that they're not getting it, they're trying to drum up some kind of war drama to get more money. Could be that. Who knows? Don't give a shit. At this point, I'm only concerned about what happens here. I don't give a shit. Unless they start going nuclear, I can care less what happens. Nick, this is sanity with word rage, I guess. We should take payment from Ukraine instead of, well, Chris, the mineral deal is the payment that they're getting minerals for free, pretty much, and that's the payment that for them, for the money or the billions we gave them, they're paying us back in minerals. So I guess, I don't know. And I don't know what kind of minerals it is, actually, but I also didn't look into it. But yeah, they said it was a lucrative mineral deal. I don't know what that could be. Sad because the whole thing's about money. Laura, it's all about money. None of it's about the American people. None of it's about the Ukrainian or the Russian people. It's all about money. There were so many people that were like, Russia's trying to protect their people. It's not about fucking their people. It never has been. Gaza's not about the people. Israel was not about the people. Though a lot of people did pass away, it's not about the people. It's about money. It's about that port off the coast of Gaza that they want. They want that port because there's a gas or oil deposit about a few hundred miles directly off the coast of Gaza, like dead in front of them, right? And so they want that. Maybe it's less than 100 miles, but I know that it's super close to the border or to the coast of Gaza. That's what they want. That is why he's steamrolling Gaza and he's going in there forcefully to take it back, because they want that oil. Because I can guarantee you, let's say Gaza's going to give it up because they can't fight back anymore. And once they get everything squared away and settled in, they're going to move in on that pipeline. I guarantee it. That's going to be one hell of a pipeline. And then people are going to feel like idiots for believing Israelis. Listen, guys, I said it before. I'll say it again. I'll say it 1,000 times. Politicians don't do anything for us. They never will. They will often say it's for the safety of the people. Like here in New York City, they're doing the plate readers, right? And so there are a lot of paper plates here in the city. And I agree with the paper plates now, because the paper plates, because they don't want to pay insurance. Because the insurance company here in New York State are robbing customers blind. In fact, they're robbing customers blind, and they're trying to blame paper plates for the insurance going up when it's not the paper plates. It's the car share apps that are raising the insurance. And so the city of New York went on this blitz to look for paper plates because, as they say, for the safety of New Yorkers. Has nothing to do with safety. Has everything to do with the MTA losing out on money. And because the MTA was losing out on a couple of dollars, they had New York City go bananas on finding people with paper plates and seizing their cars in the whole 9 yards. It's about money. They will often use safety as their reason when it's never about safety. Right? Russia, he does the same thing. It's about the safety of the people. It has nothing to do with it. China, the billions of cameras they have all over China, it's the safety of the people. It has nothing to do with safety. It has to do with control. It is not about safety. It will never be about safety. It's about control, and it's about money. Those are the two things. Power and money. That's all it will ever be. As soon as we all recognize that, we can come together and overtake a lot of these governments because they're about the people. Now, that being said, will that stop the new regime from letting power go to their head and letting money go to their head? Probably not. People are easily influenced by power and money. Power and money is everything. Power and money is also on multiple levels, not just politicians. Look at celebrities. Look at people in, like the YouTube world, for example. Power and money, right? You got power, you got money, you feel entitled to certain things. They do it all the time. Paper plates. Yeah, paper plates, Rhonda. They're papers that have plate numbers on them, or temporary plate numbers. Excuse me. They're temporary paper plates, and they have numbers on them, and people ride around all the time with them because they don't want to pay insurance and they don't want to get their shit scanned when they go downtown for $6 or $9 or whatever it is. I think it's $9 now for the congestion pricing, but it's all bullshit. Again, it's all bullshit. Everybody's like, oh, we got to make sure New Yorkers are safe. Yeah, safe who? It's dipping into my pockets every time I go down there. And today, did I go? I didn't go south of 60th Street. I don't have to worry about it. But it's all bullshit, man. It's all bullshit. Nothing's there about safety. It's about, listen, remember, safety, just keep this in mind, guys. When the Mr. 19 event was going on, they were about safety, and they wanted you to stand a certain amount of feet away from each other. They wanted you to put something over your face. They wanted you to get this arm ticket. They wanted you to stay home. But if you were going to travel on the plane, you were sitting right on top of one another. And a lot of people who got on those planes often got sick when they got off, even with their face covering on. They still got sick. Restore justice, never. I'm not interested in Caitlin Clark. I don't care about the WNBA. Fuck the WNBA. It's all bullshit. Caitlin Clark is getting mistreated like shit, obviously. But again, that is on the WNBA. They want to talk about women empowerment, but they're treating this girl like shit. At least the videos I'm seeing. Yes, Adriana, I saw that today. I saw that a Muslim dude is running for mayor of New York City. That cannot happen. I would rather vote for Cuomo before I vote for that other dude. A Muslim guy running for mayor in a city in America is a bad idea. I will fucking promise you that. I will sound like a racist, whatever the fuck you want to call me. I do not care. It's a bad. Look at fucking Michigan. Look at Dearborn, Michigan. Look at what's happening in England right now. I will vote for Cuomo 1,000 times over before I vote for that other dude. Fuck that noise. And yeah, I said it on a live stream. Don't give a fuck. He's a racist. Call me racist all day. There's nothing good that's going to come from a Muslim fucking mayor that's going to strengthen his people with their bullshit. With putting up more mosques. With fucking trying to probably get pork off of people's fucking menu. Though, yes, we're not supposed to eat pork as people. Still, fuck that dude. There's no way. I don't trust him. There's nothing that's good that comes from that. Nothing. Like, nothing at all, man. Fucking elbows are killing me, man. And there's a guy that's going to email me, Tony, whatever his name, he's on it. He's going to they're good people. No, they're not. No, they're not. Yes, Germany's toast, France's toast. Yo, it's all toast, man. And people sitting there thinking that it's a fucking good idea. I would rather vote for Rosie O'Donnell before I vote for fucking that guy. That's how serious I am about not voting for this dude. It's bad, man. And again, look at a lot of the places that are taking over. Yes, I'm a racist all day. I don't discriminate for anybody, not at all. People are like, why would you? No, it is what it is. But yeah, it ain't good. That much I know. It isn't a good thing. But other than that, guys, I gotta get off. I'm gonna head over to the Angry Truth channel right now. I will see some of you guys over there. I'll see the rest of you guys, I think, next Tuesday for a doubleheader. Other than that, guys, thank you for joining me. Yeah, and not tennis elbow. It's, I don't know. It just hurts. I'm old. I'm fucking old. That's what it is. Anyway, guys, good night. See some of you guys over at the Angry Truth channel.